Yo, what's good? It's your boy. I'm here to continue the Mars series. I want to thank y'all for tuning in, by the way. If you like the content, do me a favor, go ahead and go ahead and comment, you know what I mean? Yeah, we're continuing with the fourth sign, which is Cancer, Mars, when it comes into the sign of Cancer, right? Whenever we have Mars come into the sign of Cancer, Mars is known first off as the god of war in Roman mythology, which I've told you guys before. And when we think about hot, fiery Mars, it's coming into a water sign. So what happens when we get the Martian energy coming into water? This is a steamy type of energy. It actually falls here. It's not comfortable in this sign, basically, for those of you who have Mars in Cancer. There's many things that we can see with the Mars sign. Just to get a little off of that, I'm going to show us how you act. I've told you before, you want to always compare your Mars sign with the Ascendant, basically, or your first house and what's going on in the first house. This is because the first house corresponds with Aries, and Mars rules over Aries, so it's kind of similar. So compare your Mars sign that you have and what's going on in that Ascendant, basically, to see how someone acts. It talks about your desires and where you direct your energy, and even how you direct your energy, basically, your Mars sign. It's going to tell us your anger and aggression in terms of how you deal with that, which we're going to go over. Also, sexual expression, right? So for sexual expression, we look at the Mars sign, but also compare it with your 8th house, and that's going to tell you more in terms of planets and your 8th house, and also any signs that are on the cusp. Right? That's going to tell us more about how you are when it comes to sexuality. For a woman, in a woman's chart, Mars represents the ideal boyfriend archetype, basically. Right? It's also going to show where you have conflict, because I told you guys that Mars is the god of war. So let's get to basically how you act, right? So I like to always say, when your Mars sign is coming through Cancer, you act like a Cancer. And how does a Cancer act? Cancer is a sign of the mother, very nurturing, right? So you would act in this manner. You can be very moody, temperamental, emotional at times too, but very protective, because, you know, this is the crab, basically. The crab has a harder exterior but a softer interior, as it's ruled by the moon, right? You know, this can make you, just someone who's about family, natural healing energy as well too, right? But you know, in terms of your desires too, again, you could desire to nurture others, to protect others, basically. Definitely be about your family.
One thing I want to note is that for those with Mars and Cancer, is when it comes to how you direct your energy, a lot of times I've seen the way you take action will be based on your emotional state and how you feel. Remember, Cancer is ruled by the moon, so it represents emotions and feelings. You can internalize things in terms of how you feel, and you're very sensitive. Therefore, it may be harder to push forward at times if your emotions aren't balanced, as you guys can be temperamental or moody. I think meditation is definitely important, especially for those, so you can detach yourself from your emotions and ground yourself and have clear thoughts.
I'm going to actually jump down to where you have conflict. I'm going to come back to anger and sexual expression. But since we have Martian energy, which represents conflict, quarrels, fights, and it's coming to the sign of Cancer. Cancer represents the home, the mother, family. It's going to show that in your upbringing you would have had some type of conflict, basically, even with family members. So a lot of times, you know, you may feel like you might move a bit more independent when it comes to your family. Also look at the house that it's in, because that's going to tell a bit more. But you are still at the same time a nurturing type of individual. In terms of anger and aggression, I told you we have hot and fiery Mars coming into a water sign. This is a steamy type of energy. A lot of times, you know, it can be harder to express your anger and your aggression, basically, when your Mars sign is coming through the sign of Cancer. Also too, when it comes to your fighting style, you may be a bit more passive aggressive. You can hold on to anger but explode at times. Mars in Cancer doesn't necessarily want to fight or be confrontational, basically. It may be harder to express that type of energy because, again, when Mars comes into Cancer, it actually falls, basically, right? Reason being is because Mars is actually exalted in the opposite sign, which is Capricorn, meaning that it's not the home sign that this Mars is in, but it does well in Capricorn. And when it comes into the opposite sign, it's falling in the sign of Cancer. Yeah, you also too, you would get when you're angered, you would be emotional, basically. You would be the type that's emotional when it comes to expressing your anger. So, you know, things we have to work on when we have this placement. In terms of sexual expression, you're more of the nurturer. In the bedroom, again, compare that with your 8th house. and what's going on there, but this is more of a nurturing type of energy. Just with this energy, you may want to nurture your partners in the bedroom. You could also like closer connections basically, or want to actually know the person before you just have sex with them, as this is water, basically a water sign. So water signs are about like closeness, emotional connection, things of that nature. You may not be the type to just sleep around when you have this placement just alone, but other things going on in the chart can change that. Ideal boyfriend archetype in a woman's chart, right? You would need the same qualities. You need someone who's caring, nurturing, about their family, definitely, since Cancer represents the family. You know, look at the house, because this could tell you more. One thing I meant to say is that I've been telling everybody is that what I'm going to do is leave another video in this corner and also in the description with keywords for each zodiac sign. So what you do is I want you to look into the house that Mars is in, basically, and that house is going to correspond with the zodiac sign. If it's in the first house, this would be Aries. Second is Taurus. Third is Gemini. Fourth is Cancer. Fifth would be Leo. Sixth is Virgo. Seventh is Libra. 8th is Scorpio, 9th is Sagittarius, 10th is Capricorn, 11th is Aquarius house, and Pisces will be 12. So you also want to compare the sign in terms of keywords, qualities with whatever house it's in, basically. So I'm going to leave it there. This was Mars coming through Cancer. I hope this video was enlightening. Make sure you subscribe, like the content. We got more videos coming soon. Alright, y'all, peace.